Hi everyone, this video is going to quickly cover how I've been utilizing Tier 1 Waystones to create a more sustainable and low-risk method of casually farming basic currencies. This will be geared toward people who are struggling to elevate their gear because they feel gated by drop rates of Exalted Orbs and similar currencies. I myself have gotten to a point where Tier 15 Waystones aren't necessarily difficult, but I still struggle with map mechanics like Breach and Delirium. Well, the simple answer is to play the game, as it will get easier. I know a lot of people don't necessarily have the time to min-max every aspect of the game and would love to simply see more currencies like Exile drop more frequently. If you're past this point in the game and comfortably farming 15s and all map mechanics, definitely stick with that, as more established players have better methods of farming and you'll create a system that works best for you. So first, you'll want to make a gear set stacking as much item rarity as possible without completely breaking your build. Currently I'm sitting at 182% item rarity on mob kill, and this alone has significantly increased the amount of exalts I'm seeing, even on maps and waystones without the rarity modifier. This is being talked about a lot in the community right now, so it's not new information, but the important part here is to buy items on the trade website while keeping stat thresholds that you need to make your build work at the cost of resistances or life or mana, energy shield that you don't really need to min-max in lower waystones. Once you finish Act 3 Cruel, Tier 1 Waystones shouldn't feel too difficult, and this way you can feel like the currency isn't completely avoiding you, but still do content that is relevant and will hopefully net out currencies. Buy Tier 1 Waystones from Doriani and use Augmentation and Transmutation Orbs to try and chance rarity of items increases. Tier 1 Waystones are relatively cheap, as well as Augmentation and Transmutation Orbs. If you have a ton of higher Waystones, feel free to use those. I do believe the higher the Waystone, the more mobs that are rare that you'll see, and generally the loot will be better. But the key here is to use lower cost currency for people who can't really afford to both sustain the Waystones and have the orbs to try and continue chancing more and better Waystones. For me, this allows me to kind of just casually farm, watch videos on the side, and feel like I'm not really at risk of dying and then potentially losing the Waystone, the XP, things like that. And hopefully this will make your runs feel a bit more rewarding for the lower amount of time and risk invested. If you look on your Atlas tree, you'll see a node called Local Knowledge on the top left, which increases the chance of basic currency dropping in swamp and water biomes. I usually target any base level swamp and water biomes without map mechanics like Breach or Delirium, as I do believe stacking tablets and saving those for higher Waystones later on is better. I'll leave a link in the description below with all of those. You don't necessarily have to rush this node, but I would recommend getting this at some point while purely mob farming early on and changing it up as you go. As an example, a map like Decay is considered a grass, water, and forest biome, allowing increases in currency, jewels, and rune sockets. Hopefully this was helpful, and until next time, later.